You're listening to Rhythm and Pixels Radio.
You want me to say that?
Yes, please.
Oh, crap. We're listening to Rhythm and Pixels Radio.
Rhythm and Pixels would like to thank our Patreon member, Mike Myers. Mike asks you to please
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first ever Awesome Streamer Hour. I'm very excited to be testing out this brand new product of Guest Star. Hi, MP83. Hi, Son Goku. Hello, welcome. Hi, Rebecca. Hello. I'm so excited. This is gonna be really fun. This is a new product that Twitch is working on called Guest Star, where we could have like conversations with people, and it's gonna be amazing. I know there was a lot of issues with like Streamlabs and OBS connecting to Twitch and everything, but it seems to be working now. Hi, the President Noir Esla Reyes, hello, welcome. I want you all to meet one of my very first friends that I ever made on Twitch. This person is so talented, super amazing. I have learned so much about them. They share motivation videos all the time. They are a fitness expert. They do all kinds of healthy cooking and healthy living and plays really cool games and is probably, now don't quote me on this, one of the best Uno players I've ever seen as well. So I'm really excited to introduce you to StreetGrind. He's really, really awesome. So hold on, let me hi Toddy, hello. Okay, I'm just gonna, hopefully, since this is a new product, there might be some kinks. So please let me know if you see any or hear any issues. All right, let's bring him on. Hi, Street. Hello.
Oh, Ash, what's going on?
Yo.
What's good?
Yo, we're chilling. Chat, can you confirm that you can hear StreetGrind? I just want to make sure.
I don't want to, and also I don't want to be blowing out your speakers and everything like that too. Ash, why you have to go ahead and say all those things about me? And then I'm all over here in the background, just like, man, Ashley doing this thing, huh?
Because it's true. It's true. It's 30% too quiet. Okay. So, Street, is there a way to bump your microphone up if possible? Or maybe
Yeah, let me look and see. It's probably on this microphone. I just put it up a couple notches.
Okay.
So if chat could let me know about how I sound. I could put it up a little bit more if I need to.
Okay, cool. And hello, General Andrews. Thank you so much for the help. That sounds nice and balanced, Jen says. Awesome.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure that we all good.
All right. This is great. Okay. Well, let me tell you, first of all, setting this up was really easy. So I can't wait for guest star to be available to everyone. But Street, tell us about yourself and what you do on Twitch.
Sure. Well, one thing that's really important to me is I just love being able to like connect with people and kind of just like share my story in just terms of like how I started, kind of like where I am currently right now, where I'm going. But I mainly focus on creating food and fitness content, and I do that either in my kitchen or I stream my workouts at the gym. And I basically am just trying to show people that, hey, you can go ahead and have delicious food, have a balanced lifestyle, being able to work out, and kind of have all these things work together and be a broadcaster like on Twitch. I know there's been always a common thing about like broadcasters and everything are lazy and all that other type of stuff. And I'm just there just to show people that that's not really a thing. And I'm seeing more people like taking charge of their health too, which is really freaking awesome to see. So that's a little bit of the stuff that I do. I do play some games sometimes. Don't let the food and the fitness fool you though. Like I'm pretty good on the sticks, whatever game it is. You know, I take pride in being good at what I do in every facet. So, but that's just a little bit.
Of course, we know you. I mean, you shown me and Ray and Smooth some things in Uno, so I definitely know that's true.
You know those Uno times. I really do miss those games that we have, because they're always filled with just so much great energy and love, and you can really sense that between like all four of us. And those are really awesome times. If y'all haven't seen us play Uno, I think we did it like one time on stream. I had y'all on my stream at one point, and it was an absolute freaking blast. And we need to go ahead and do that again sometime.
Yeah, that was so much fun. It was okay. So I know I always gotta hold on to the draw 4 till the end. You know, that's my strategy. So don't be trying to steal
Yeah.
that strategy. But that's the secret. That's the secret.
You know, you can't be telling everybody the secret though, because then people are gonna be suspecting. Oh, you got to draw 4. All right, then I'm gonna have to go ahead and flip the direction around a little bit. I'm gonna have to throw a little skip your way or something. I don't know, cause you just can't be letting you have that, Ash.
Listen, if you see me with one card and a giant smirk, whoever goes after me is in trouble unless you got that reverse or whatever. Just let that be known right there.
And you know it's real too when you have other people asking, but like, yo, you have anything to stop this person? But like, nah, I ain't got nothing. It's like, dang, okay. Shoot.
They said, someone said that it's hard to hear you. Let me see.
Hear me again? Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm so sorry about that. So we're still testing. I'm still learning. Hold on. Let's just stop this.
I'm trying to make sure my stuff is good too.
Yeah, let me see if I'm gonna turn this up. All right.
Yeah, because I know I can set some stuff on the settings here. So
How's that, chat? Is that better? Oh, they said it's better. Okay, good. Okay, so I think
is it better?
yeah.
Okay.
I think I had to fix it in Wavelink. Do you use Wavelink?
I do use Wavelink, yeah.
Yeah, I had to turn the browser up. Sounds good?
Okay. I got you.
Awesome. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna forego I had some music in the background, but I'm gonna turn it down to as low as possible. But okay, all right. So you mentioned that you do a lot of fitness content and you do a lot of like healthy food, and you've been happy to see that people are being more proactive about being helpful and mindful. What are some typical tips that you give to people when they're first starting out on this journey to health and wellness?
I would probably just say don't get too overwhelmed trying to do everything at once, because what happen is people will try to tackle, oh, I want to be able to change my whole diet like completely, like go cold turkey on absolute everything. And at least personally, like to me, like it should kind of be a gradual type of process where you kind of just work on one thing, seeing how you can incorporate into what you currently do, and then take it away from there. And also, I would say just consistency and being able to make it to the gym, even if you're only there for like 30 minutes. I mean, last time I checked, your 30 is bigger than 0, and like half the battle is really just getting up and putting on the clothes and getting out the door. That's half the battle, especially when you have like a lot of us are adults, and we have different types of responsibilities that we have to deal with. So those are just some small basic things that I like to tell people. Don't get too overwhelmed. Stay consistent and just take things like one step at a time. Like if you really like to indulge in like a food that is not really like healthy for you in a sense, or you notice that it like affects you in a negative way, then just moderate it a little bit. I'm not a fan of just taking things like completely out of your diet. I mean, it's all about moderation, how you can incorporate it into your lifestyle in a in a manageable way. That's really the big thing.
Yeah, it's like I could still have that cookie, but I gotta at least be aware of the serving size. I can't have like 5 cookies, but I could have 1 if I know what the nutritional content is and what the caloric content is, and make sure that I'm aware of how often I'm doing that every day, that habit every day or throughout the week.
Yo, serving sizes are very sneaky, and there's one serving size that I always keep in my mind, that I like to share with people, and they usually are shocked about it. So the Pop-Tarts, right?
Yes.
Pop-Tarts that you get. So they have 2 in a single package.
Right.
right?
Right.
But a serving size is actually for one. But when do you usually only eat one Pop Tart? You usually don't. You
What?
usually don't.
How they lying to us like that?
I'm just telling you what I know. That I
So
read.
first of all, that's very
Labels.
suspicious that they're over here putting 2 Pop-Tarts in a pack. I mean, first of all, if you open up the pack, the other one's gonna go stale if you don't eat it. It's gonna be out in the open, exposed to air. But then the serving size is for one. Like, who's out here eating one Pop-Tart?
That's what I'm saying. Who's really eating one Pop Tart here? Like hardly anybody. This is why I always look at serving sizes when I buy stuff at the grocery store. And I'm like, okay, what is it? What is it really about? Because you don't know how much or how little that you may be consuming. Like olive oil is another one too. Olive oil is a very dense fat. While it is good for you, like a tablespoon it has about like 14 grams of fat, which it can add up. It can add up quite a bit if you just douse it on stuff. So it's yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild out here.
Yeah, like especially if I'm like cooking something, like and the ingredient list says put a drizzle of olive oil. Well, how much a drizzle to me is a drizzle,
I mean, you might be a little heavy, you be heavy-handed, right? A drizzle. Oh, let me just
Yeah.
go real slow over that.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Like I want my
Yeah.
food to have some flavor, so I'm like, oh, this is a drizzle right here. Like that. Oh man. But hi, hello everybody. Welcome in. And this is, if you don't know, the incredible Street Grind, a super talented broadcaster. We're talking about some health and wellness. This is a lot of what he covers on his channel and also on like Instagram. You also have TikTok and things like that. Tell us a little bit about the content that you put on those other platforms as well.
Yeah, so I would say Instagram is one of my main platforms that I do for short form content that deals with like fitness, like advice, exercises, also just a little bit of like fitness motivation in a sense where like there's always like text on screen, you have like some solid music in the background, and there's always like some videos of me working out, or I might be in the middle of a set, I might be taking like a rest period, and just kind of just letting people know that hey, things may end up getting tough, but it's all depends about how you approach it, and just know that even if it's tough right now, it's not always going to be that tough. So that's just Instagram. YouTube's more long form content. I actually just put out a video today about spot reducing like body fat. I just put that one out today, which I was really happy that's one I was planning for a while, and it's something that I still need to be a little bit more consistent on and figuring out how I can incorporate that into everything else that I'm doing. So in addition to all the social media stuff that I do, I also do work a full-time job doing software development which is during the day. So it's all a balancing act, trying to be able to to figure everything out.
Wow, what doesn't Street Grind do? That's incredible.
Not have a woman. That's something I do not have at the moment.
Wow.
But my plate's kind of full though, so it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Okay, interesting. So, I heard you said that you do a lot of workout and you just released that long form YouTube video. Do you do more informational videos, or do you also encompass like videos where you're actually showing people how to work out and things like that?
I would say both.
Both?
Like I think a balance of both is good, because there may be some topics that fits a discussion, informational with like kind of like evidence based things where you may show, but then also you might be in like in a gym setting where I'll be like, all right, so these are maybe some good exercises for like chest, for example, or like these are some common mistakes that I see people doing with this specific type of movement or anything. Just real like basic stuff that it's easily digestible. It's not too difficult to like understand, and people are able to be to incorporate into like the next workout whenever they're doing that specific body part.
That's always a big concern for me personally, is like, am I doing the workout right? Am I using the right, movement? I don't want to hurt myself because that's like the biggest thing.
Mm.
It's like it might feel like you're not doing anything, but then when you're doing something the wrong way, often you will eventually end up, hurting yourself. So that definitely
Oh
does make
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I've definitely I've hurt myself, quite a few times in just lifting in general. Nothing that required like surgery or anything, but yeah, the one injury that I've had, I sprained my groin years ago, and that's not fun, man.
Oh,
That is not fun. Any type of like talking about like sitting movement or just stuff like that, it's very unbearable.
oh
But
man. Yeah, that
yeah.
sounds pretty rough.
Yeah, but luckily for me, I haven't gotten any like really major injuries or anything like that. I've been pretty focused on making sure that one, I am doing the movements right. B, that I'm not progressing like too far in terms of like weight. I'm a pretty good gauger of, all right, can I like do this for like a couple of reps or so, and kind of just take things from there. And I just learned that it's really my process. It's really my journey. I'm not really trying to compare what I'm doing in the gym to what other people are doing. And I used to do that, but I'm at a point where like, nah, I don't really do that anymore.
I'd love to really highlight that you just what you just said there, that you are on your own journey and that you're not living on somebody else's expectations or their own timelines or whatever. I think that's really important for people to understand is that you've got to do this for you and do it because you want to do it and not because of some other like thing that you think other people are doing or whatever, because that I feel like sets up an expectation that you might not be able to meet and then creates that feeling of why am I not there yet? Oh, like I'm gonna fail, or the focus is then not on the actual action. It's on something else that doesn't even matter.
Exactly. And and we see this all the time too with content creation and streaming in general in terms of like journeys, in terms of like, hey, I feel like my content is good, but like my viewership hasn't really hit that kind of stride that I wanted to yet. And you see all of your other peers advancing in those specific areas. And, everyone's journey is different, circumstances are different. You don't know every detail of of a person's life, right? Like, because social media, we can share as much or as little as we want. That's really up to us. So I don't think anyone ever really knows the full story of what our journey like really looks like.
Absolutely. And that's it. It's our own journeys. That's right. And that brings me to the next thing that I want to talk about, which is your motivational videos that I see you do all the time and your motivational tweets and things like that. Tell me what inspired you to start doing that.
Well, like I always felt some people always told me in terms of how I carry myself, how I talk to people, they always say that I inspire them in some way, shape, or fashion. This was before I was putting out those Monday motivation videos, and I've been putting them out for at least a solid probably at least a solid like 3 years now. Probably been putting them out like every Monday or so. So I was like, okay, I had no expectation of who was gonna see it or if it was gonna blow up or whatever. I was just like, hey man, if it's something on my heart and I want to be able to try to speak on it, and maybe someone else is feeling the same way. Maybe they don't know how to articulate it into words. So I'll just put them out there every Monday. If whoever feels like they need that message can listen to it. I've had a couple people also say like, "Hey man, like I needed this like at the right time. I was feeling this, and you just literally said it like right now." And that's just a great feeling, and knowing that what you do put out, people do care about it, and they really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're touching lives. You never know what inspiration you might spark, or, somebody was feeling really down and then they saw that maybe you were going through the same struggle and it uplifted them because then they realize, oh, I'm not alone, you know?
Yeah, and I don't think any of us really, we want to like be alone. Like to know that there's at least like one other person out there that feels the way that you do. There's a sense of relatability in that. And it's like, okay, man, I'm not the only person that feels this way. I don't feel um like an outcast, or I don't feel silly for feeling the way that I do.
Definitely. One thing that I want to also touch on too is something that personally affected me. When I first started
Mm,
going to the gym, right? I was
hmm
so scared of people looking at me and judging me. Or,
mm,
like, sometimes you see like those videos of people like recording someone else secretly while they're working out to make fun of them or whatever.
mm.
I'm always afraid of stuff like that, but I know that those are things that should not hold me back. What would you say to somebody who might be worried about something like that?
Well, I want to say that if you're recording people at the gym without your permission, you are a very terrible person, and You really should not be doing that. That is definitely a gym etiquette type of thing that you just don't do. You don't ever do that. Um, but I guess coming from someone who, not like on purpose, but I get a lot of looks at the gym for the types of for the types of things that I do. Um, I would just say a couple of things that you can do. Like one, if you have some headphones that you can wear, definitely go ahead and have some. If you got like a really dope playlist that you can get in the groove of and not really worry or focus on your surroundings around you, I would recommend that. Wearing an outfit that you feel confident in, that is also another one too. If you have like a really like dope outfit, dope shirt, or whatever the case may be, like I would do that too. Like me, I have growing sock collection, still over 100 pairs of different types of socks, kind of like you have with your plushies, right? You're a plushie enthusiast. I would say like I am a sock collector kind of enthusiast. So I would say outfits are definitely works too. And I guess also, if you don't having just like a really simple type of plan in what you're doing, because the worst thing that you want to to happen, wouldn't want to happen, is you go into a place where one, you kind of feel out of place and like just being there, and then two, you have no idea where any of the machines are, and you're kind of just moving around just trying to see what does what, yada yada, and that can kind of put a lot of stress on you too, and it may not even make you want to work out like at all. So I would say just a combination of those three, and just knowing that also, just knowing that people may like look at you, but they're not looking at you with like judgment or intention or anything. Because sometimes, like for me, I may look like I'm looking at somebody, but the reality is that like I'm not. I am actually just in my own head, just looking like in the distance and whatnot. Like I may be looking your direction, but am I like looking at you, like specifically what you're doing? No, like not really.
Yes. I think it took me actually going to the gym and being in the moment myself to realize, oh, no one's paying attention to
Yeah,
anybody else.
no one really pays attention to anything unless you like fall, or like you like fall or something. That's
Yeah.
probably
Are you over here
probably it. But
grunting or like doing something weird? Like,
yeah, if you're drawing to attention to yourself, then yeah, people are gonna be like, okay, what's going on?
yeah.
But other than that, nah, people just kind of just mind their own business. I mean, that's what I do. I just mind my business. I got my tripod, set up my camera and everything, and I record whatever. I just in my little bubble. I know somebody may say what's up to them. Chat for a little bit, and then back to work. That's
That's
it.
it. Yeah, focus on you. I really love that you
Mhm.
brought up the sock collection because I was going to ask you about that.
Yes.
You
Yes,
gotta
yes.
tell me about the sock collection. What's your favorite sock? Like, what happens if you lose a sock?
Oh,
Tell me all about it.
oh yeah. So I think the sock collection happened first. Well, I used to collect like hats, and I stopped collecting hats because I changed how like I wanted to look. So like I like grew my hair out. So it got to a point where I was like, okay, hats aren't really gonna be the thing for me anymore. Cause I'm like, I'm not gonna hide all this great hair that I got going on. So I think I got like a couple of pairs of socks from some good friends. I think some the first pairs I ended up getting. I think one of them was it was Yu Yu Hakusho. Another one was Iron Man, and I think another one was like Sonic the Hedgehog or something. And I was like, oh, okay, these are kind of cool. And then when I was wearing them, I kind of thought of it as like, okay, this is kind of like a form of expression and of the things that I love to do. So I was like, all right, then I just started looking, thinking of, all right, what are some things that I'm really into that I really love, right? And so I just started making like a whole list. I would look at different sites that have like different sales and everything. So like right now, I have socks from superheroes, Marvel and DC, anime. I have stuff from, I believe I have stuff from Naruto. I still have to get some stuff from Bleach. I have some stuff from One Piece. Um, Video game characters. I have socks from Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Super Mario. Trying to think. Oh, I got some Star Wars socks too. I have a whole line of different Star Wars socks. I have some Twitch socks too. Can't forget about purple. Can't forget
Yeah,
about them
yep.
either. So yeah, I have like over 100 pairs. I have them all organized in a shoe rack that's like over my door in my bedroom, so I can kind of look at it and see what types of what I want to wear that day, because I used to have them in my drawer, but it was really hard to kind of see
Hmm.
like what it is I want to wear. So like I put them all there so I can easily see them. And when there's one that like either A goes missing or like it's like a hole in it or something, then I have to try to go ahead and see if I can replace it.
Oh, man, I know when I get a hole in my sock, especially one of my favorite socks, I just want to cry. Like, I love collecting socks. So when I see that you also collect socks, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, this is cool because I definitely have Twitch socks. I have like Star Wars socks, Zelda, Mario,
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm a sucker for a good sock. Like, people, they like hate on getting socks for Christmas, but I'm like, oh my God, please give me socks. Like, I love that.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love me some socks. I still got some other ones I still haven't even gotten yet. But what about you in terms of your plushie collection? Because that's really impressive too. Like, look at that. Like that
That
that's got that's a lot. Like,
that's a
oh,
lifetime of collecting. That's a lifetime of me going to the Nintendo store and spending way too much of my paycheck on like, oh my gosh, they have
mm.
Pikmin and they have Fire Emblem and they have Mario and Zelda. Like I just can't. I just can't stop.
No, continue building it. It's I don't think I've ever seen a plushie collection as expansive as yours. Not at all. Like, man, do it.
Yo, we're trying our best out here. We're trying our best. You know what? Also, oh, you know what I wanted to say too about the socks before we switch over to a different
Mm,
topic.
yeah.
Do you have stance? Those are like the best
Oh,
socks.
yes, I do. I have quite a bit of Stance socks. They're very high quality. Oh yeah. Stance is great. Odd Socks is pretty good. There's this local place here. It's called Rock'em Socks. They have some great socks too. They have some of the socks I've gotten from them have been like superhero socks, but also they have some like cartoon socks. So I have like socks from like Dexter's Laboratory. There's like a pair of all that socks that I've been dying to get, but they've had sold out
What?
forever, and I'm trying to figure out why you don't have it in stock, dude. Like it's been making me mad. Like they have a lot of different things, high quality stuff too. Rock'em socks, really
Listen,
good.
anybody who's watching, we need to get Street a sock sponsorship, okay? Like seriously, let's make it happen.
No, like honestly, like it's like I remember like the place that's here. I know they follow me on Twitter, and they were supposed to whenever they get had their warehouse or anything set up, they were supposed to invite me for a tour there, but that was like months ago. I might have to follow up. I'm like, yeah, so what's the what's the warehouse store like? Because I mean, I would love to go and get a tour of their place. I think they said it's like the biggest sock store in the US or something like that. I don't know. It's like a massive store apparently that they have, and I want to be able to see it.
Like, that sounds like it would be very, very awesome.
Hmm.
I mean, I love how it's made. So seeing something like that would be really, really cool. Okay, so let's talk about you on Twitch. What are your plans for your channel? What do you want to how would you want to see yourself grow as a content creator? Let's talk a little bit about those kinds of things.
Sure. Well, I think I am happy with how I've been able to grow like so far because I was strictly gaming at one point, and I was doing my fitness on like other platforms and whatnot, so it was like still there, but I felt like I wanted to kind of make my place here like on like a live streaming platform where it's like, hey, like this guy actually does everything live. He streams his workouts live, he explains what he is doing live, he is talking to his community about what he's making for food and different like substitutes that you can use for it live. Like everything's like literally like in the moment. And so far, I mean, it's been great. It's felt like a little bit like I'm starting over though in a way
Hmm.
because it's such a huge shift in direction in terms of content because I was doing like gaming content for like 3 years, and now I've been doing this food fitness based content probably for about maybe 3 months now. So you can't really compare those different types of those timelines. Like it's really hard to do. But I mean, eventually though, I would love to be being able to stream like more on Twitch and being able to grow a kind of just like a larger community where people kind of understand what it is that I'm about and what I'm doing. Because I feel like I'm still like a little bit early. It's
Hmm.
kind of an outlier from what is the usual norm of what you think about when you think about Twitch, the platform, Twitch, the service.
Hmm.
So like content creation is like is a goal of mine to be able to do that full time.
Hmm.
But I can't really control when that happens. I can only control just how much that I put into it, and focusing on if my content is good, being able to be objective about it, and what can I improve on, and just making like data driven like decisions that still also align with who I am as a creator and who I am as a person, and not really sacrificing that.
Yeah, especially making data. I love that you said that data driven choices. I feel like a lot of times we'll see like something happen once and use that anecdotal data to kind of guide what we do versus sticking with something and seeing the long term results. Because it takes
Hmm.
time, as you said, to build on what you're doing, especially if you make a shift. Because, if Game of Thrones all of a sudden started being like, a love show instead of like all the brutal blood and
Oh
guts
yeah.
and all that it's known for, of course there's going to be a shift in viewership because that's not what the show was set up to be. So now you kind of have to pivot and then figure out like, okay, well, how can I build in this way because this is what I want to focus on as a person.
Right, exactly. And I kind of took some feedback from people that were close to me, as well as just asking questions on Twitter about like, all right, when you think of like me, like as a creator, like what do you think about, right? And 99% of the answers had nothing to do with gaming at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of made me think like, okay, maybe it's something that I should look into in how I can shift my content on Twitch to not be more gamer focused, but more what other people have said I was, and which is fitness was a big thing. Being able to talk and connect with people is another thing. Motivate people is another thing. So being able to kind of making that shift and being able to stand up and walk around and like talk to people, like literally, it brings my energy up, and I feel like I'm able to connect with people a lot more than just being in a chair like this.
Right. Gotcha. Gotcha. That totally makes sense. Yeah, being active, inspiring people, showing people what, and especially like I love when you show the picture of before you got into health and wellness and your
Oh yeah, that one.
transformation over the years and your dedication to what you've been doing. Like that is super duper inspiring.
Sometimes I can't even think about, like, sometimes I don't even believe that's me. Like I'm just thinking to myself, like I'm like that's really me. Like I've literally been working out for like close to 10 years, and like that's me. It's kind of hard. It's hard to believe because like me work starting to work out kind of, it started from a lot, just like my living situation at the time after I graduated school. It wasn't really the best, and there was definitely a lot of mental trauma during that time frame, and I didn't really have a proper way to kind of deal with those emotions. And it
Mhm.
wasn't until I found a gym that was in the same plaza as my at the job seasonal job that I got at Target.
Mhm.
There was LA Fitness there, and like I didn't really know anything about fitness like that either. Like I just started going because it was a great way for me to just let out like frustrations and just cool off and whatnot. But through that though, just big passion for it has grown, and I've just loved how it makes me feel, the all the health benefits that have really come with it. Like when I moved from being at home to move states from Connecticut to Florida, like one of the first things that I looked for was where's the nearest gym
Mhm.
in relative to where I was living at. And I knew at that point it was something that I was gonna stick with for the long haul, because if I'm looking for that, then I know like yeah, it's probably gonna stick with me. I
Mhm.
didn't expect to, have like this street grind brand be about like fitness and motivation. I didn't expect any of that type of stuff at all. Like
Yeah.
it just all kind of just happened over time, and
Mhm.
I'm grateful for it though. I'm grateful that I've been able to kind of find myself away from my usual like 9 to 5 type job, because if it wasn't for this, like I'm gonna be like honest with you, I don't even know what is it I would even be looking forward to like that.
Right.
I don't even know.
I think that's one of the beautiful things that really keeps me engaged with Twitch as a platform, is all of the connections I've made with people and all of the
Hmm.
people that I've gotten to know and become friends with, through things like this. Especially, it's great to just get to learn about you and where you are as a content creator, but also, all the little jokes and, all the stuff that we say, in our chats
Hmm.
and stuff. Like, it's you get to really know people, and I'm so glad that we can have these conversations and bond with people over playing games and things that we love, like fitness and cooking and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's really awesome. So tell me a little bit about, you started doing cooking streams. Tell me about that.
Well, I've I had this idea from a couple of friends. They was like, "Yo, why don't you like do more like cooking stuff? I see you post a little bit of things on Instagram and whatnot, and like I think it'd be really cool element to add if you're about fitness. I mean, food and fitness, they go well together because if you're trying to build a great physique, whether you're trying to bulk or cut or fat loss or anything, then what do you need? Most of it is really nutrition based. So from that point, I was like, okay, and I kind of just like sucked it up, and I bought my wireless microphone equipment. I had like a spare laptop I got from Stream Elements, where I think the Stream Elements Creator Diversity Fund from a while back, and I just had it. Like I always had the idea of doing it, but like procrastination and fear of doing something different all like stepped in. And then there was one time I was like, all right, y'all, like after just hearing responses from people, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take the leap and kind of see like what happens. And just like so far, it's been the reception of it has been great. People love the food that I'm posting on Twitter. I always give like a little bit of like insight as to why I'm cooking, what I'm cooking, and just I do little tips and threads about like alternatives to things. And it's been I think I've been cooking. I made like a different meal like every week
Mm.
so far. I've made just yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I just made a chicken fettuccine alfredo. I posted that on Twitter yesterday, and that was awesome. But I made ramen before. I've also done like honey sriracha shrimp with like potatoes and asparagus. I've also done like a makeup like filet o fish sandwich, which was absolutely great. It was wonderful. Trying to think of some other
So
things
it
that
was
I made
like
too.
you if you love the McDonald's filet of fish, you'll love this healthier
Oh
alternative.
yeah, yeah, and it was tons better. Yeah.
Oh, I love
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, I love being able to make like tweaks to foods that based on the ingredients that they use, they're a bit like calorie dense, or you can't like have like too much of it. So being able to like tweak recipes and still keep that same flavor profile, really does help, because that's what it really is about, right? I mean, no one really wants to eat food that doesn't taste good. Like who really wants to do that? Like no one. People want to be able to eat delicious food and get the results that they want at the same time too. I think that is both of those together is a great combo for having people stay consistent and building like a lifestyle out of it, instead of you hit this weight loss goal, whatever, so on and so forth, but then you don't maintain it, and then you kind of just pile everything back on, and then you kind of like back to square one.
Yep. Yep. People don't realize it's like you can't just do it for a little while and then expect it to work. Like this has to be like okay, no, I'm going to live this way from now on kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's times where like treats and and stuff, all comes into play. But like I said, we talked about before, it's all about just like moderation. Like you don't need to have a whole rack of Oreo cookies. I mean, you could just have like one or two. You can also get Oreo thins as well, which is a great substitute to work with. So that, yeah, I don't want people to think that they have to give up like everything. It's just moderate stuff, and serving sizes. If half of a serving size works for you to kind of get that craving, then hey, that'll work for you. Whatever works for you.
I
At the
love
end of the day.
that. I love that. And I also love that. I like the idea of like the 90%. Like people feel like they have to do everything perfectly, but it's like, no, you do what you can, and little bit, it all adds up. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, like I said, you don't need to have everything figured out immediately, like on day one. It's okay to work incrementally in steps and figuring out what exactly works for you, because what works for you may not work for someone else, and vice versa. I mean, everyone is very unique in their own way in terms of how they what they eat, how they exercise, what's good for them, and that's the main thing that we all should be like focused on.
Definitely. I 100% agree. And I'm trying to make those changes myself. So it's good to
I
hear
know.
it coming from you.
You be telling us about those. I'm so happy for you.
I'm
Always you
trying.
tell us.
I'm trying, because when I go to TwitchCon, I want to be like, oh yeah, feeling confident, looking nice, can't be looking like no scrub or whatever for people to meet me the first time. So, which I'm very excited. I don't know if you're going to be there, but I'm very excited.
I will. Yep, I will be there.
Can't wait to see the socks in person.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have. Oh yeah, we're gonna have this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have like a whole line of socks for like every day, different socks for different days. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, I'm going to have to bring my sock game,
The best ones out.
So, okay, let's talk about future plans. How would you want to see your channel in the next 6 months, maybe a year? What do you want to, is there anything that you want to explore? Anything that you want to do that's new or different for you? Anybody you want to work with? Like what do you see yourself doing in the next few months to a year?
Well, I think in terms of the type of content that I'm putting out like right now on Twitch, I'm really like happy with. I think there's always improvements that could be made, maybe a little bit more structure to the streams, because I mean right now, I mean they're really, I know exactly like what I'm cooking, like what I'm working out, but like 99% of the time, like I absolutely wing it, and it just ends up working out because I've worked a lot on being able to improvise and to talk like improv based on what people are saying. But I think like where I'm at right now, I would like to see some growth. Like I said, I know I can't control it, but I think growth is always something that someone wants to see, especially with something that they love to do. That's really like the big main thing for me right now, is just being able to draw in the right people that understand like what my content like is about and what I'm about. 'Cause I think that's kind of like most of the battle too, is how can other people relate to me, or how can my content always give something of value to someone when they come in, and to continue to come back. That is still something that I am still actively working on, trying to figure out.
I definitely agree. I think that is also a great question for any kind of content creator.
Oh yeah.
Anybody, they always want to know, how do I keep people engaged? How do I keep things fresh? How do I keep it fun? Like, what can I do to make progress with whatever I'm doing? I think those are really important questions to always ask yourself. And I love that you're doing that because, it keeps you motivated, right?
No, it really does, because I mean, I've always had like thoughts and like dreams of being able to, do what I do, but then do it with with more people like understanding what it is that I'm about, and like, yeah, Street is like the fitness guy, the guy that he knows a lot of different things on different topics, and he can always give you an answer that you can implement like right now. Like those are the types of things I want to be able to do, is kind of be like one of those like focal points of like in terms of like fitness and nutrition, and when people think of those topics, they think of me.
Yeah.
That's what I really want, like within this space. That's really the main goal.
That makes sense. That brand recognition. When I think of healthy things, I think of Street Grind. When I think of working out, I think of Street Grind. When I think of, how to be more well in the gaming space, even, like, I want to think of Street Grind. I think those are really good aspirations to have. I really love hearing that. Now, I want to go into some of the things that people were saying in chat, to see like maybe
Okay.
some of the questions they might have had, or some of the
Sure,
thoughts
sure,
they
sure.
had. I think Sky Kosterman asked a question that I thought was kind of interesting. How do we feel about the new impossible meat offerings from fast food chains? That's a really great question.
Well, I I mean, I've had Impossible meat before, and it does a solid job of like terms of the texture and the taste of actual like beef,
Yeah.
but I think they still cook it on the same grills as regular beef, so I think that kind of defeats the purpose of impossible like fast food. I don't know. That's just me though. Like
Yeah.
I would never like order one from a fast food place. If I did, I would order one from like a restaurant because they have better sanitary standards
Yeah.
and whatnot. But I mean, hey, if it's something that people they don't have a lot of, and it does like it gets the fix for them, then hey,
Yeah.
go ahead and do you. Because I've had I think what last week I had Checkers. I had some Checkers. Checkers is like a fast food place. You know what
Oh,
Checkers
I
is.
love checkers.
Oh yeah, Checkers is amazing. Especially their fries. Their fries are freaking everything.
Oh my
Like,
God.
oh yeah, and yeah, I had like their fries, a sandwich, and like a burger. And it's like I said, just moderation stuff. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love their fish sandwich. That's just my personal favorite, but
I've
yeah.
never had their fish sandwich before because I always get their stuff late. I never get it like during the day because
Yeah.
I'm not getting any fish type of stuff late at night. That's no, I don't know about that, man. I
It
don't know.
seems sus.
Just a little bit. I'm like, I don't know how long that fish been sitting out for. I don't know because I've gotten sick off of like fish before, like food poisoning. I've
Yeah.
gotten sick off of that, so like I'm grateful that one experience didn't mess up seafood for me like completely.
Yeah.
But I just wouldn't risk that.
I feel you. I feel you. Most of the chat is saying like, "Oh my gosh, Street is here." Like,
Oh my
I love
god.
the education about what the things that you talk about. Ellie was talking about how recently had some froyo. It was like 30 calories for 1 gram of sugar. And I was like, okay, cool. That was for 1 ounce serving. Like, them serving sizes will really get you. They really will.
They really do. They be sneaking up on you, man. Like shocked.
For real. Well, we are almost up to the 1 hour point. This is the awesome streamer
Ooh,
hour. We've had some really great
wow.
insight.
I love this.
I know it went really fast. I
Yeah,
didn't.
honestly, it really went by so fast. It didn't even feel like an hour, to be honest with you.
I
Really did not.
know. And oh my gosh, chat. I was struggling earlier because y'all already know Twitch was down for like 2 hours and we were supposed to do this earlier. And I was like,
Mhm.
I was like stressed. I was stressed. So, but we got it all working. I'm so glad we did. I'm so glad I was able to have this conversation with you. Any last thoughts that you want to share with chat? Anything that you want to share about your journey or anything to help them inspire them find their own journey? What would you like to share as an inspiration before we call it here?
Well, just speaking from like my personal experience, at least like currently, like hiccups, they're gonna happen, right? Like hiccups, they're gonna happen from time to time. They're gonna come on our path. They're gonna try to obstruct where it is that we're supposed to go. And just know that hey, it may take you a little bit to kind of like get past it. You may get knocked down like a couple of times and you may be down for a while, but at some point you're gonna have to get back up and it's like, hey man, like I'm not letting this thing stay in front of me forever. So whatever how long it takes and whatever I need to do to make sure I get past this, then I will. So just don't let the hiccups stop you from where it is that you're trying to go, what you're trying to be, any type of fears or doubts that you have, because it's really the unknown. But good things come from the unknown, because that's usually how a lot of things start. They start off as unknown until we venture into it, and it's like, you know what? All right, I think I'm gonna be okay. Um, so yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for y'all.
I love that. I love that. Don't let things knock you down. Think about how you're going to get back up. Continue to persevere. I really love that. Never Know said this was great. You covered all the points I was going to ask. and how you want to be viewed as a creator. Yo, that was awesome. Thank you so
I'm
much.
glad, yeah.
Yo, where can everybody find you, Street? Are your socials all the same across the board, or like how can people find you?
Yeah, all my socials the same across the board. If you search for Street Grind on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, you'll find me everywhere. Just a little bit of me in terms of the different type of content I produce, where it's
You're listening
fitness.
to
Sometimes it's a little bit
Wrestling
of like
Radio Radio.
fun poking at like fitness based memes or anything like that. Long form content, being able to discuss more topics in depth, being able to debunk some myths or questions that people may have about things that they have heard, because there's a lot of resources out here and I see it all the time where like people would just like to say stuff without any like a evidence of to back up what they're saying, or B, they've never have actually implemented it for themselves, which I'm really a big fan of, kind of practice what you preach. Really a big thing, really a big fan of that. But yeah, that's what you'll find if you like fitness or you want to learn more about it, if you like to see delicious food, or you're just looking for somebody that, they may say something that you might be feeling in the moment, then hey, drop me a follow. I'd love to be able to chat with you. And yeah,
Thank you so much, Street, for your time. Thank you
yeah, of
for all of
course.
your advice and your insight, and just sharing more about who you are. Right now, I'm gonna look for somebody to raid, but again,
Yeah.
everyone, please do me a huge favor. Click on that link that we just put in the chat. Give Street Grind a follow. Go and hang out. Go and learn some things about fitness and healthy living, and watch him play some games every now and again. Maybe I'll coax him to do another Uno broadcast so I can show y'all how to play the game as well. Just saying. But thank you so
Oh
much.
my
I
gosh.
had to talk a little
I'm
crap.
excited for that time.
I
I'm
had to
ready for
talk a
that.
little crap. I had to talk a little
I'm ready
crap.
for that.
Do you have an idea of who we should raid, or do you want me to just pick somebody? But thank you so much once again. I had so much fun hanging out with you
Oh yeah,
today.
I had a blast too. No, you can choose whoever it is that you want to rate. That is all good.
Okay. All right. Well, and also thank you for testing out um thank you for testing out Guest Star. I would say it was really easy to use, once Twitch was up and working and all that stuff. Like, did how was the process easy for you? Like, was it
Yeah, honestly, it was really easy. All I had to do was once you sent the invite, and once you sent the invite, I just selected what my microphone and camera source was, and that was literally it. Really simple setup. I didn't have to worry about anything like additional.
awesome? Smooth said hi. Wow.
Mm,
Wow.
oh, what? What?
You
Oh, you
see?
popping now? Oh my God. Okay. All right. This guy's
Wow.
a troll. This
Oh
guy's a
my
troll.
god. All right. Well, let's go hang out. Let's see who's Oh, let's go hang out with Quiddy. Quiddy seems to be doing a IRL dinner stream. So, and he's
Oh, K Dub.
yeah,
K Dub doing
K-Dub.
things.
And
Okay.
he said
All
donations go
right
to the
there.
waiter. So, let's go raid him. That looks like a lot of fun. That looks like a lot of fun. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it. Well, I'm gonna keep the VOD up. I'm gonna upload the VOD to YouTube as well. So,
Okay.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Street. Everyone, go and follow Street
Well,
Grind, and I'll see
anytime.
you all later. Take care,
All right,
everyone.
Ash.
Bye bye.